Yay, we're one third through the 100-day project with day 33, and the prompt today is sunsets over Rimini. So I've done something similar to my sister, where what I've decided to do is go with the colours of a sunset, and I'm going with reds, pinks, orange, and yellows, basically. A little bit of gold because Rimini is a beach town and the sun would reflect on the water and it would look golden. So I'm going to make some clusters or snippets. I'm not sure which one you call them or if you call them both. I haven't really made these before. I made, I think, a few when I was with my sister in Italy a year ago, but I haven't really made them for myself. So I've decided to give it a go using the colours of the sunset. Now I've seen quite a few people doing it this way. I think even Rach might have done it this way, where I've got a piece of scrapbooking paper that's 12 by 12, and I'm going to create 12 clusters of like little papers decorations. So for the base, I'm just adding some neutral coloured papers. For the clusters, I add, I think it was 3 pieces of neutral coloured, at least 3, to give it a base, and then I'll start to add some of the colour on top. So I'll let you go ahead and watch that. Now I'll start to add some of the colours of the sunset. So I've grabbed a whole heap of random ephemera from bits of scrapbooking paper, old wrapping paper, bits that I've pulled out of magazines. I've got some tissue paper, I've got some patterned piece paper, I've got a few die cuts, one that I definitely use from Maggie Holmes, which will come up. Actually, there's a few Maggie Holmes one, the gold bits came from her as well. And then I will also add some stamps, and I cut out a whole bunch of water birds because if it was sunset here in Australia, actually it would be more likely to be sunrise because my local beach is actually Bondi Beach, which is only about 10 minutes away from me. And the sun actually rises over the beach, not sets, because it's in the east, facing the east. And I've decided to add a bunch of Australian water birds as well, so you'll see what I do with them shortly. So the next bird I'm about to add is called a bin chicken. We call it a bin chicken in Australia because they're always on the bins, on the rubbish bins, the dumpsters, trying to get the food scraps. Their proper name is actually the ibis. But I've got a combination of birds here. I've got some seagulls and other kind of cranes, and there's a couple of ducks that I'll put on that are all Australian birds that sort of are around water, or they live in water. Done a bit of random stamping, and now my little clusters are done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear them up. So I'm tearing off most of the background white scrapbook paper that you could actually ink around these. It would look good. I don't tend to ink much either, like my sister, or really at all. But you could do that if you don't like the white. I don't mind little bits of the white. That's fine by me. And what I would do when I'm done, I might let these dry overnight, but what I would probably do tomorrow is just do a little bit of random stitching just to make sure everything's secured down just on the sewing machine. But you don't have to do that. As long as you've glued them down really well, you could just leave them as is. And then they'll be ready to add into a journal as little embellishments. You could stick them on a pocket, just on a page for decoration, create a little tuck spot with them, etc. So being a bright colour person, I really love the colours in these little snippets or clusters, and I think the birds just finish them off nicely. So I hope you like what I've done, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.